靠腰嘞。先跳内底啊！像一个人我跳内底啊！你敢跳内底啊？哦，伫内底啊嘛吼。
不好意思，我们可以开始那个。
OK， 我们看一下这个。头前我伊要搬落来啊，等下物件你起来收哦。你开灯，伊遮叫我测啊，啊？没有了，这一台而已。哎呀，无伊面顶叫我爱落去啊。对，你物件起来收哦。
这台有，但是等到4月画面。但是我们可以开始测喽。
好。所以没有疫苗啊。啊。
对，一直都是这个画面啊。开灯。现在一直都是按我的画面嘛，对不对 ？OK， 好，了解。是中文的大字。 最亮就是这样啊。
对啊，打到底了。
打到底了。
对啊。
而且我也加3dB 哦。
那要蛮强。
不对，可以了，可以了，那我
顺就可以了。没有，他们只有
还有英文稿在后面，两个都好。外围政府要跟人期待，那就麻烦用2期，让他们大概可以。 说先哦，但这里是这里那海关号对不一样的那他们这个就是总统就说很像那那个时候接近完就开始
用那个是因为哦，这个运动的。OK， 谢谢。你就尽量拍，就拍好一点，记得。
对啊，现在。可是你觉得太那个，然后我就轮到交外交部。
morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends of the press. We are live broadcasting here from Songshan and welcoming three very distinguished guests. We have three U.S. senators. Also present this morning, we have the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Joseph Wu, and also AIT Director Brian Christensen, which I will introduce them very shortly. 各位全国的观众、各位女士、各位朋友、各位媒体记者，大家早安。我们今天从松山的空军指挥部在这边现场直播，来欢迎来自于美国的3位联邦参议员。现场有外交部长吴釗燮以及我们 AIT 的处长李英杰。等我来一一介绍他们。So allow me to first introduce them very quickly. We have the Honorable Senator Tammy Duckworth, 美国联邦参议员达克沃兹。We also have the Honorable Senator Dan Sullivan, 美国联邦参议员苏利文。We also have the Honorable Senator Chris Coons, 美国联邦参议员昆斯。And also here with us as well, of course, we have our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Joseph Wu, 外交部长吴釗燮。And also our Director of AIT American Institute in Taiwan, Director Brian Christensen, AIT 处长李英杰。Okay, now allow me to invite them. We listen first to our VIP speakers. 我们首先请我们联邦参议员达克沃斯致辞。We have first invited Senator Tammy Duckworth for her remarks.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here today, and we are here today to underscore the bipartisan support for Taiwan and the strength of our partnership. This pandemic has been a global challenge, and too many of us have lost loved ones and had their livelihoods taken away. And for the past year and a half, we've seen how COVID-19 knows no borders. It spreads quickly and without hesitation, and it doesn't care about race, religion, or political preferences, even as some nations seek to use the response to COVID-19 to coerce others. We are here as friends because we know that Taiwan is experiencing a challenging time right now, which is why it was especially important for the three of us to be here in a bipartisan way. Friends come to each other's aid. The Biden administration has announced its framework for sharing at least 80 million vaccines, U.S. vaccine doses globally, and this morning to better understand Taiwan's needs and carry those messages back to Washington. I know in the days ahead, the Biden administration will work to ensure Taiwan receives its shipment in a safe and effective U.S. vaccines as soon as possible. This will help save lives and bring us closer to ending this pandemic once and for all. Because ending this pandemic means that all of us in the international community must work together to get shots in the arms of as many people as possible. Because truly ending this pandemic means ending it everywhere. And it also reflects our gratitude to Taiwan's support for the American people in our time of need. In the early days of the pandemic, Taiwan came to our aid with supplies of PPE and other donations that helped to save American lives. And on behalf of the American people, we want to thank you for that. This is yet another example of how democracies work together to help one another. You know, I especially wanted to be here because my family, most of you may know, my father's family has served in the American military going back to the revolution, fighting for freedom and democracy. But most people don't know that my mother's family is actually Chao Chu from Guangdong, who walked out of China seeking freedom to escape communism. And my mother was born in Thailand in the early 1940s. So it's especially important to me to be here to support another democracy in the region. My family and I know the price of freedom. And I'm here to tell you that the United States will not let you stand alone. We will be by your side to make sure the people of Taiwan have what they need to get to the other side of this pandemic and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Duckworth, for her remarks. And now we would like to invite Senator Dan Sullivan to say a few words. 我们现在请美国联邦参议员苏利文致辞。
And would you like me to pause for translation? Is that
Yeah, it's okay. You can continue
Okay.
yours. Thank you.
Well, thank you, everybody. It's great to be back in Taiwan. I want to begin by just mentioning something that I think most people know, but it's always important to reiterate. The United States has a long history of advancing security, prosperity, and democracy in the Indo-Pacific area. We are an Asia-Pacific nation. We have been in this critical region of the world for centuries, and we will be here in the future for centuries to come. Over 25 years ago, I was deployed to this region as part of a United States Marine Corps amphibious task force, specifically to the Taiwan Strait, during a very challenging and critical time for Taiwan's democracy on the eve of Taiwan's first presidential election. That was an important demonstration of American resolve and commitment to Taiwan's security, prosperity, and democracy. And now I am honored to be back in Taiwan with this strong bipartisan delegation of United States senators. Under our Constitution, the Senate has a critical role in American foreign policy, and the Taiwan Relations Act is an important demonstration of this senatorial role. That act makes it the United States policy to provide assistance to Taiwan to enable it to resist all kinds of coercion. American support for Taiwan's prosperity, democracy, and security remains rock solid and is very bipartisan, as you can see from this delegation of United States senators, Republicans, and Democrats. This support also extends to the health of the people of Taiwan. Last year, a global pandemic came from Wuhan, China, that was characterized by a lack of transparency and a lack of international cooperation by the Chinese Communist Party. Today, in dramatic contrast, the United States is leading international relief efforts in an open and cooperative spirit with our friends and partners and allies to bring relief from this global pandemic with tens of millions of highly effective vaccines, many developed with American ingenuity, to all parts of the world, including Taiwan. And we are doing this in close coordination with our partners and friends and allies, like Japan, who also recently announced significant vaccines to the people of Taiwan. Let me conclude by emphasizing a point that Senator Duckworth already mentioned. This is a two-way street with regard to friends and partners who look out for each other. And we in the United States remember these things. Look at my mask. There's over 10 million masks that came from Taiwan to the United States at the early stages of this pandemic. This is one of them. By the way, if you can't see it, it says love from Taiwan. It's a nice flag of both, representing both of our peoples. So now I say, this is love from America in return. And we are very pleased to be here making this important announcement on vaccines. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Sullivan, for his words. And also right now we'd like to invite the Honorable Senator Chris Coons for his remarks. 请美国联邦参议员昆斯致辞。
谢谢。你好。Thank you so much for welcoming us. It is such an honor for me to join with these two tremendous senators, Senator Duckworth and Senator Sullivan, who have served our nation and our nation's military, whose personal stories of commitment and engagement in this region of the world are inspiring to me and many others. I serve on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and I chair the Appropriations Subcommittee in the Senate that is funding vaccine distribution to the world in partnership with the Biden administration. As we were discussing weeks ago, our concerns about the world and about this pandemic as it continues to be a threat to health around the world, we were urging the Biden administration to work with us, a bipartisan group across the Senate and the House, to announce significant donations of vaccines to the nations in need. As you just heard from Senator Sullivan, it is a long and deep relationship between the United States and Taiwan that was made purposeful and pointed and real for us in the difficult early days of this pandemic by a contribution of 10 million masks at a moment when Americans were worried about where they could find masks and where some other countries used that access to PPE to their political benefit. In this moment, we are announcing the first of what is going to be a significant effort by the Biden administration and the United States Congress to provide up to 80 million doses to many countries around the world. And because Taiwan has been prevented from joining the World Health Alliance, has had roadblocks put up towards its access to safe and effective vaccines, we thought it particularly important to celebrate the Biden administration's initiative and the support of Congress that is bipartisan in taking these effective, safe vaccines developed under the previous administration in the United States and with partnership around the world, and make certain that the people of Taiwan know there are some countries that question whether the United States will come to the aid of our friends in Taiwan. This is a moment we thought it was urgent and important for us, Mr. Foreign Minister, to make it clear that we intend to do so. I represent the small state of Delaware. My predecessor is now the President of the United States. 42 years ago, he voted for the Taiwan Relations Act. As we were traveling, a member of our company was reading a book about the history of the Taiwan Relations Act and sharing with us about it. Dan is ever the scholar. And it was helpful to be reminded that this is not a new relationship. This is not a new partnership. I was last here with AIT Director Christensen when we were opening a beautiful new state-of-the-art facility, center for the United States engagement here with Taiwan. As we return tomorrow to the United States Senate, we will be taking votes this coming week to pass a significant piece of legislation. Coming out of the Foreign Relations Committee, it was known as the Strategic Competition Act, and includes provisions to make clear, again, the strength of the U.S.-Taiwan relationship as it moves through the full Senate with the support of these two senators who are on the Commerce Committee as it is being shaped and finally, hopefully, enacted. There is always the changes of legislation to come, but I'm very hopeful that we will take a strong bipartisan vote in the coming week and pass the U.S. Innovation and Competitiveness Act. It specifically recognizes the strategic importance of the U.S.-Taiwan relationship, the urgency of investing in innovation, and taking steps such as we take today with the announcement of this vaccine contribution to more tightly weave together the open societies, the democracies of the world, those that value innovation and science, those that protect inventions, and those that want to use the fruits of that science to help the world move past this terrible pandemic, not by adding strings to it, but by giving freely of what both of our societies have been able to develop. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Coons, for your words. And right now, we'd like to invite Foreign Minister Joseph for his remarks. 请外交部长吴釗燮致辞。
Senator Duckworth, Senator Sullivan, Senator Coons, AIT Director Christensen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so delighted and I'm so honored to be able to come to the airport to greet you, to welcome you. But in order for our domestic audience to understand the significance of your visit, I'll explain something in Mandarin first. 今天真的是非常荣幸能够来机场欢迎3位来自美国的参议员，达克沃斯参议员、苏利文参议员和昆斯参议员。当前世界，尤其是亚洲地区，正面临另外一波武汉肺炎疫情的反扑。为了对抗疫情，并且确保人民的健康，我们台湾政府正在全力推动扩大疫苗的接种，进口的这个疫苗也陆续抵达当中。非常感谢美国政府将台湾纳入最近宣布的这个疫苗捐赠计划。那我也代表政府感谢达克沃斯参议员刚刚所做的这个宣布。我要特别感谢达克沃斯参议员、苏利文参议员和昆斯参议员持续透过具体的行动来支持台湾，包括推动将台湾纳入美国的疫苗捐赠计划。刚刚昆斯参议员也提到要纳入最新的 这个美国参议院在推动的这个法案战略竞争法案当中，那对他们的来访以及所传达强而有力的支持，我在这边也要特别感谢他们。我们了解任何国家都没有办法孤军奋战对抗武汉肺炎，因此在疫情爆发的时候，台湾对于美国捐赠的这个医疗口罩和防护的装备，以协助美国第一线的医护人员。现在我们台湾绝无仅有的这个抗疫挑战。当我们全力争取疫苗进口的同时，又必须要排除万难，确保这些救援的医疗物资在运送过程当中不致受到北京的阻挠。实际上，台湾对于这些阻挠并不陌生，尤其是像我们台湾在参与世界卫生组织的这个过程当中。但是我们台湾有很多理念相近国家来给我们支持。我们了解，这不仅是关乎台湾的国际地位，也是关乎集权侵略的时候如何来保卫台湾的自由与民主。台湾处在这个共享价值的最前线，我们必须战胜，民主才能够长存。再一次感谢达克沃斯参议员、苏利文参议员以及昆斯参议员的支持，并且透过此次的来访的这个讯息，振奋人心的这个讯息，我们台湾和美国在自由开放的印太地区作为绝佳的这个伙伴，有许多可以作为分享交流的事情，待会我们也会继续来分享。那接下来我用英文来致辞来欢迎他们，然后读 it in English now. I'm truly delighted to welcome your visit to Taiwan at this crucial moment. On behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I'm deeply honored to receive you. The world, especially Asia, is now facing another wave of the COVID-19 outbreak. To defeat the pandemic and ensure the health of our people, Taiwan's government is devoted to expanding vaccination, with imported vaccines doses continuing to arrive. I'm truly grateful for the U.S. government's recent announcement to include Taiwan in its allocation plan for sharing 25 million vaccine doses worldwide. And I would especially like to thank Senator Duckworth for the announcement you just made. I want to thank Senator Duckworth, Senator Sullivan, and Senator Coons for continuing to express their staunch support for Taiwan through concrete actions, including advocating for Taiwan to be included in the U.S. vaccine sharing plan. We deeply appreciate your visit and very strong message of support. We understand that COVID battle could not be fought by any country alone. Therefore, in the early stages of the pandemic outbreak, Taiwan has the honor of providing PPEs to the United States just to show that we are willing to help. And now Taiwan is facing unique challenges in combating the virus. While we are doing our best to import vaccines, we must overcome obstacles to ensure that these life-saving medicines are delivered free from travel of Beijing. The truth is, Taiwan is no stranger to such troubles. China continues to try to block our international assistance or try to prevent Taiwan from participating in the World Health Organization, and we are no strangers to that kind of obstructionism. However, we are fortunate to have many like-minded countries showing support for Taiwan. We all know this is not just about Taiwan's international status, but about sustaining freedom and democracy in the face of autocratic aggression. Taiwan is standing at the front line of our shared values, and Taiwan must win these battles so democracy can prevail. I would like to express my appreciation to Senator Duckworth, Senator Sullivan, and Senator Coons' support, and for bringing such an encouraging message to Taiwan through this visit. As good partners in the free and open Indo-Pacific, Taiwan and the United States sure do have a lot to share with each other. And meanwhile, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. The people of Taiwan will overcome COVID-19 like we have overcome all other challenges with strength, togetherness, and perseverance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Foreign Minister Joseph Wu, for his remarks. 我们感谢外交部长吴釗燮的致辞。接下来我们要进行一个合影。Right now we proceed with a group picture. We'd like to invite the three senators, Foreign Minister Joseph Wu, and also, of course, our AIT Director Brent Christensen, to join together for a group picture.
How about a thumbs up?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for following today's transmission. Thank you very much for following up today's transmission. 非常谢谢各位全国的观众来收播今天的这个直播，非常感谢大家，祝大家有一个美好的这个周末。And yes, thank you very much, and we're very really honored here to have Senator Tammy Duckworth, Senator Dan Sullivan, and Senator Chris Coons. Thank you very much for coming to Taiwan. Thank you. 谢谢大家直播到今天，谢谢大家，谢谢。
Ending 哦，结束喽。